Hi everyone, hi dear Super Family. This is Super Chat 2025, episode 6. I'm Ivan, and tonight we'll have a great opportunity to chat a little bit with Miss Supranational Germany, Anna. Hello.
Hi.
Bella from Sweden.
Hello.
Sklo Cherie representing Haiti.
Hello.
Sarah D from Jamaica.
Hello.
Brittany from the United Kingdom.
Hi.
Pauline representing Zimbabwe.
Hello.
Hi, girls. Thanks for joining. I'm so excited to get to know you better. Before we start, I will remind our audience that you guys can help your favorite candidates advance to the next round of the Miss Supranational 2025 experience. Download the Miss Supranational app and vote for your favorites. Or you can check out the description box below this video and find a voting link over there. Would also appreciate if you subscribe to the Miss and Mr. Supranational official YouTube channel because there's much more exciting content to come in the next couple of months. Well, yeah, first our candidates will introduce themselves. We will then get to know them better, discussing their life stories, and then I will have a general discussion about stereotypes that people still unfortunately have about beauty pageants. So let's get it started. Anna from Germany, thanks for joining us today. Happy to meet you. Can you please introduce yourself?
Thank you so much for having me. Hi everyone. Einen wunderschönen guten Tag. I'm Anna Valencia Lacrini. I'm 27 years old and I'm from Esslingen, Germany. I am an international model, a certified Lagree coach, a nutritionist, a host, and also a German language teacher. And through my German family, I learned the value of being determined, hardworking, and compassion. And especially when my mother got diagnosed with breast cancer, I learned to push through every struggle that is facing our way. And even though I know this now, I didn't know that back then growing up. Growing up as a Filipino German woman, I always felt divided between two cultures. But now, since I moved all across the world to connect to my roots, I finally see, or I finally belong and see the beauty and differences and different cultures. And that's why I want to be the bridge to connect people from different cultures and also from different backgrounds and different stories. And through this experience of moving abroad, I got such a brighter perspective of the world that we're living in. And that is why I actually got the chance to work with Caritas Stuttgart in Germany. And I'm an ambassador for Caritas Manila in promoting food security and combating malnutrition. Because as a nutritionist, I know that every bite is a blueprint of building a stronger foundation.
Nice to meet you, Anna. Great introduction. We'll get to know you a little better in the second block of this episode of Super Chat, where we'll discuss your life stories. Thanks again for this intro.
Thank you so much.
Miss Supranational Hate is Klaus Cherie. Thank you for joining. So nice to meet you. And we're excited to learn a little bit more about you. Can you please introduce yourself?
Hello, Ivan. And bonjour tout le monde. I am Sklau Pierre. My name means that I am my father's sweetheart, and it is my pleasure to also be your sweetheart. I want to share with you that I love to cook because it allows me to collapse time and be in the present moment. My favorite dish to cook is steak and potatoes. I am also a professional dancer for the NBA on the Miami Heat dance team, and dance gives me a safe space to not only heal my trauma, but learn to love myself internally and externally. And this is who I am as your Miss Supranational Haiti 2025.
Thank you very much, Klaus Cherie. Exciting facts. We'll get back to them in the second block. Excited to get to know you better. Thank you for this introduction. D from Jamaica. Happy to meet you. Thank you for joining. Please introduce yourself.
Hello, thank you. Thank you so much for having me. And as we would say in Jamaica, wagwan. So
Wagwan?
I am Sardi Palmer, a 29-year-old graduate from the University of the West Indies, Jamaica, where I graduated with a degree in accounting and a minor in management studies. However, my livelihood, interestingly or ironically enough, took a different path, and I actually own a resin art business here in Jamaica. And I also manage 3 rental properties that I do short term rentals with. Now, I started my business when I was experiencing, or I was going through a time in my life where I was suffering from high anxiety. And I wouldn't say I was depressed, but I had extreme bouts of sadness. I was also in a very toxic relationship. So I realized that I needed an outlet for myself to be able to release some of the overwhelming feelings and emotions that I was experiencing. And I decided one day that I would teach myself how to create resin art. And I did just that. It has helped mitigate a lot of the issues I was facing. I also have ADHD and PCOS, which is a hormonal imbalance. With that, I realized also that I needed to find another outlet. So that's where my love for fitness came about. So I am a fitness junkie, Junkie, junkie. I love the gym. So I realized that, going to the gym, keeping your body in motion, keeping your body active, it really does help release a lot of the different brain chemicals that go into making you feel good. And with both of these, I realized that the journey would bring me to creating my advocacy, which is Mind in Motion, right? So this is a platform where I blend both my love for art and fitness in a way that I can inspire others to find their own creative outlets and their own outlets for healing and self-growth. So I always strive to be the best version of myself, so I'm constantly trying to develop, and that's where I am right now.
Very diverse. Thank you very much, Steve, for this introduction. And we'll see you very soon in the
Thank you.
second block of this episode of Super Chat to discuss more of your life experiences and background. Bella from Sweden, nice to meet you, and thank you for
Nice to
joining
meet
us. We're
Thank
looking forward
you.
to your introduction.
Yes. So my name is Bella Davis and I'm half Swedish, half Jamaican. My mom is blonde and blue eyes. Obviously, I don't look Swedish, but my dad is Jamaican. I love to play sports. I've been modeling for 15 years. And yeah, this means more than a competition for me as my brother just passed away. So I will take home the crown for him, watching me above.
Thank you very much, Bella, for this introduction, and
Yeah.
I'd be excited to get to know you better in the second block where we'll
Yeah.
discuss your life story. So see you soon. Brazenly from the United Kingdom, it's an honor to have you here in this episode of Super Chat. Thank you for joining. Of course, we're looking forward to welcome you to Poland June the 9th. But for now, could you please kindly introduce yourself to our supranational audience?
With pleasure, Ivan. Thank you so much. And hello, everyone watching the Super Chat. My name is Brittany Feeney, and I am proudly representing United Kingdom. I actually come from the multicultural city of Liverpool, which is famously known to be the home of one of the largest bands in the world called the Beatles. I am a professional performer with a first class honours degree, and I have performed on many national and international stages. One of them being Eurovision, which I think some of you may have heard of before. I am also a female entrepreneur with my own entertainment company where I basically dress up as princesses for a living. I get to bring so much joy to so many families and children. And speaking of children, they are honestly my greatest passion. And I have always wanted to ensure to create a bright future for them. And this is what led me to create my From the Ground Up initiative, Kindness and Inclusion in Dance, 5 years ago.
Nice to meet you, Brittany, and well, hi to Liverpool. Well, actually, the Beatles are one of my favorite bands of all times. Like for billions of people around the planet. Yeah, thank you for this introduction, and we will get back to you very soon to discuss some of your life stories. Thank you. Stay tuned. Lee from Zimbabwe, so great to meet you. Thank you for joining us today. It's an honor to have you here in this episode of Super Chat. Can you please introduce yourself to our audience?
Thank you so much for having me, and a special greeting to the SUPRA family across the globe. My name is Pauline Marere. I'm an electrical engineer by profession, and I'm currently pursuing my second degree at the University of Zimbabwe. I'm a young lady who is in pursuit of a dream to become a maxillofacial surgeon in the near future. And growing up in a family where two of my siblings had cleft palates, I was inspired to start the Gratitude Cleft movement, which focuses on providing free cleft surgeries for babies and adults around Zimbabwe. We also offer free psychological support to cleft mothers, as well as speech therapy sessions to children after surgery. And I am one person who loves children the most. And also being inspired by Sustainable Development Goal number 9, which speaks about fostering innovation. I am currently working towards opening the very first cleft shop in Zimbabwe with the assistance of the Ministry of Health, Global Cleft and Cranial Foundation. Thank you.
Thank you so much for this introduction. Great social initiative. Thank you for doing what you're doing, Faith.
Thank you.
Thank you, Queens. It was great to get to know you. Now let's discuss your experiences, your backgrounds, and your life stories. My favorite part. Hope it's your favorite part too. Anna from Germany, let's discuss your life and your identity. You said, and you actually mentioned this in your introduction, that growing up as a child, you often felt divided. Tell us what you mean by that and how you managed to overcome it.
Thank you so much for this question. This question actually means a lot to me, since growing up as a Filipina German woman was really hard for me, since I got faced with discrimination and racism. And growing up, I always felt the sense of not knowing where to belong because I didn't look like everyone else. I was different. I had different values. And now that I got to move all across the world to connect to my other part, I actually embrace being both. I feel like I found my missile puzzle piece. I feel like whole, that divided part finally come together. And now that I see the beauty in diversity, now that I see the beauty in being different and being in celebrating different cultures, I want to be the bridge that connects other people from different backgrounds, from different cultures, because I know how it feels to be divided. I know how it feels to be lost. But I know that we can all come together in unity and celebrate that.
Well, yeah, being a bridge is such a great metaphor for people like you, because there are many people like you watching us right now, truly supranational. And this is a very beautiful metaphor, Anna, and a very beautiful identity of being a bridge between cultures. Great.
Thank you so much. I like the scenario with the bridge as well, even though the bridge from Philippines and Germany might be a very long bridge.
It is. Yeah, so let's talk a little bit about your professional life, because your professional life is very diverse. You pursue multiple careers, modeling, music. You're a nutritionist also, right?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, so a lot of things. Tell us about that a little bit more and how you managed to balance all these careers and all these spheres in your life.
I think, of course, my German side is very hardworking and determined, and that's why, or how I manage everything or doing everything at the same time. Well, I started modeling actually when I finished school, because my parents always told me to finish education first. So that's where I started. I started modeling in Vienna in Austria, then I started modeling in Germany, and then now I'm modeling in the Philippines. So it's all over the world. And besides that, I actually finished my degree in nutrition. So that was also in Vienna. And I got inspired by my mother who suffered through breast cancer. So I was like really determined to do something for nutrition. And since I'm doing so many things in nutrition, I wanted to use that in my advocacy, which I'm doing in my free time. But even though there's not a pageant, even though there's no activity or it's not necessary to do something, I always enjoy doing something for other people because like seeing their faces is truly changing my life. And of course, I'm also a host, which I do like sometimes if ever there's an occasion. I love it gives me actually the challenge of talking to an audience because I am actually super shy when it comes to talking to someone I don't know, except if I feel comfortable, then I'm opening up like an open book. So it's like always a challenge I have to face through, but I love the challenge. That's why I'm struggling so many jobs. And what I recently did, or last year, I am finally a certified Lagree instructor. So fitness and health goes hand in hand with me. And I don't know if you know what Lagree is. So Lagree is basically, like the Pilates, the reformer. So it's basically on the Pilates reformer, but it's more core and muscle strengthening. So it's only 45 minutes, but I swear it's like life changing.
Okay. Yeah, thank you for sharing this perspective of your life, Anna. And we'll get back very soon to you to discuss modern day pageantry and stereotypes people have about it in various countries. Klaus Cherie, representing Haiti, let's dwell a little bit on your life stories and your life experiences, and first on your family story. You mentioned that your family was built on sacrifice and ambition. Could you please tell us what did you mean by that?
What I meant by that is my grandfather took the time out of his life to bring our family to the United States. And he almost lost his life and died in this process. And he almost fell from a 3-story building. And he's still injured to this day because he fell from 3 stories to work to provide for his family back in Haiti, to allow us, especially me as a first generation Haitian American, the first person in my family to be born in America, to have better educational opportunities and career opportunities to further advance our legacy.
Yes, very inspiring story. Thank you so much for sharing it. And yes, Klaus Cherie, let's talk a little bit about something you mentioned in your introduction, specifically that you were a Miami Heat dancer.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that for our viewers who are unfamiliar with this, and give us just one fun fact about it.
One fun fact about dancing for the Miami Heat is that I get to dance with a lot of different people from different backgrounds, Latin and Hispanic and African American individuals, and we all join together in this sisterhood to work hard and be the most passionate dance team in the NBA and give a great showcase during the game.
Interesting. Thank you very much, Klaus Cherie. Dee from Jamaica, let's talk a little bit about your life experiences. You told us that you hope to embody the Jamaican spirit of "we little but we talawa." Is that right? Please tell us, what does this mean? Like literally, what does it stand for? And how you are applying it to your personal journey.
Okay, thank you so much for that question. Actually, so you actually said it right. We're little, but we're Talawa, which quite literally means that we're a small island, but we're a strong people, right? We're very resilient, and every day I witness this in my daily life, whether it is with strangers or the people directly in my life, where we're faced with certain obstacles, but we continue to prevail. And how I plan on applying this in my journey, it just has taught me how to be resilient, how to be dedicated, how to not let the obstacles and the pullbacks, the drawbacks of life to slow me down. It just inspires me on a daily, just watching my people, how we can be such a small group of persons, but we're so talented, from our music, Bob Marley, or athletes, Usain Bolt, or national heroes. None of the Maroons started a whole rebellion, led a whole rebellion. We have just a group of amazing people that are an inspiration, and I think we will continue to produce persons and people that will always be great inspirations.
Yeah, very true. like the whole world knows Jamaica. This is absolutely correct.
Yes, exactly.
Um,
Exactly.
yeah, my next question would be about the inner part of yours. The fear of not being enough, as you formulated it, has been part of your personal struggle. Tell us a little bit more about that and how you have worked to overcome this.
Okay. Well, growing up, I I think we all struggle with a lot of different things. And I know it's probably cliche to say, oh, I was bullied, but I did have those struggles. And, I would always try my hardest, but I just always felt like even if I ran a race, I would come second. I just always kind of felt like I never quite hit the mark. And something that has taught me is, like I previously said, is just how to be resilient. And I just keep knocking until a door opens, right? And I know that everything happens in its own due time and in its own divine timing. And even with this opportunity here, I'm so grateful to be a part of this. I might probably start tearing up, but I'm so grateful to be a part of this experience because I entered a pageant in 2018, Miss Universe here in Jamaica. And, you know, I I didn't win, but I entered again in 2023. And in that opportunity and in that experience, I would have created a relationship and formed a relationship with my now directors for SUPRA. And I think they realized that I would have had the potential and the capacity to be able to properly represent my country and in the best capacity. And it's almost like a full circle moment. So it just has taught me how to be resilient and how to continuously work at the things that I need to and just not allow the obstacles of life to stop me.
Great story. Thank you very much, Dee, for sharing these stories with us tonight.
No problem. Thank you.
Bella from Sweden, time for your life stories. You have mentioned in your introduction that you have been a model for more than 15 years. Right.
Right.
So tell us about some of the highs and lows of being part of
Yes.
this industry.
So I grew up, playing sport for like 10 years. But when I was 12 years old, I was discovered for select models on a train in London when I visited my dad. And at that time, I couldn't speak English so good, not even with my dad. So I choose sport and I was in a sports school. I came to the national team and then I say, no, I don't gonna do the easy way and I like to stop when I'm the best. So I moved to America, Italy, Spain, like everywhere in the world to modeling. And it's been, yeah, of course, I was sick for 8 years because, they wanted me to be skinnier and skinnier to get the bigger jobs. And so actually now for 5 years ago, I took 3 years off to love myself and to look within because you can buy a new car and a new house and if you're still miserable inside nothing gonna change. So I took 3 years off modeling and now I love myself and I get more job than ever because if you don't love yourself, who can, right? So I also coaching people to love themselves and have self-esteem and confidence. I helping them to lose weight or gain weight. Obviously I miss to play sports every day. That's why I go to the gym 3 hours every day. But modeling is super hard. I sacrificed to being away from my family, and now I should have been with my brother for 1.5 years ago, but then I choose a job in Spain, and obviously he passed away. So it's hard to. It's something I need to live with. I lost 5 of my closest people, but so this competition he don't like the runway I do when they tell me to lose weight. He always want me to do like more beauty pageants, but I never been ready, because when I do something, I do it 100%, you know. So now I'm more than ready, and I know he's gonna be so proud of me. And this is so the competition means more than just a crown. It means like if my brother can watch me from above and have his dream come true. Like, I don't want to get emotional, but yeah, that's, you know. So it's been
I'm getting
hard, you know.
emotional. Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah. You know, I'm not gonna get emotional, but yeah, I sacrificed to be away from my family for 15 years now, and yeah, it's now my career going better than ever. I just got to my work in Visa for America, so I'm moving there, and my mom is retired, so she's my manager now. So instead of the modeling is taking 20%, my mother get that. So we was just in South Africa for 3 months, and she's like the best, like she's my coach, my manager, and my best friend. So it's working perfectly, you know. So yeah, my career going better than ever, but I was supposed now to meet the best agency in the world to do more runway, to be more high fashion, but I choose beauty pageants instead. I think I'm more about beauty, you know, and I think I'm suitable more like that, you know. And also I want to go from my comfort zone. I know I can go on a runway. I've done everything. I've been every magazine, every fashion week. So now this is the first time I'm gonna do a show in front of like so many thousands of people, but I'm not shy, and I'm gonna take it home like 100%. So yeah, I cannot wait. And
Thank you
Poland
very
has
much.
always been on my list, so it can't be better that it's in Poland as well. And to meet all
Yeah.
the girls, like I love people so much, you know. So yeah, I travel the world for so many, and I have friends like all cultures everywhere, and we so different. And I'm so sad when girls reach me out on Instagram saying, "Bella, you're so beautiful. How can I be so beautiful like you?" They should and be so strong. Do you know how it takes to be this strong every day? Do you know it's not fun to need to be this strong, and we are beautiful in all our we
Well,
beautiful in
this is
other
what
way.
yeah, this is what I wanted to discuss next. Your power and your self-transformation, because you said one of your greatest accomplishments was overcoming the
Yeah,
girl in the mirror.
yeah.
Please tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so obviously I grew up and I always been the best in sports and in school, like, and I always been best. And in modeling it was a change for me, because I thought I'm gonna get every job, you know, and I get like 100 no's and no 99 no's and one yes, and it was very difficult for me, because but now I understand like I'm not everyone's type, and so I learned that, you know. But yeah, but that took a hard point on me, because I don't like to lose, and I wonder like what's wrong with me, like why can't I get a job, like why is she better than me? But I never now compare with myself, but I needed to learn to love myself, and whatever people like me or not, it doesn't matter as long as I love myself. And you know, I was sick for so long, but now my mom and dad have their daughter back, and came out stronger than ever. So, and I'm very faithful. I pray every day, and I never blame God for nothing. I needed. I'm gonna tell you something. In my hard times when I lose people, or something tragedy happen, is where I'm working the hardest. So I overcome myself, and that's the only person I need to. I know who I am today. I sleeping with 8 hours meditation, the subconscious mind, and I doing visualization every day. And I for 8 years I see myself on stage with a crown and like with a bouquet, and I didn't know what it was. I think maybe am I gonna marry a prince or something, or but now I understand. For 8 years, this is the year it meant for me to be on stage and take it home, because you know Albert Einstein, he saw it in the head before you have it in your hand. Like that's how you do in visualization. I manifest everything. I seen it up here. That's why I have everything, accomplish everything today. And you know, I came coming from a city with like 30,000 people, and for me to have like, you know, 200 over 200,000 followers, like 50 million views, like it's crazy for me, and no one have helped me. I needed to move from home from 15. I needed to search like agencies. No one helped me. So I'm little bit too strong for my own good, but now I love myself, and that's the only person, because I get job. I always had get job, but I wasn't sacrificed. Like I was never enough. I changed hair color, the nose piercing, but nothing changes. So not until I look within and change the person inside, I came out this strong. So even if
Very
I'm not winning
inspirational.
now, yeah,
Very inspirational. Thank you very much, Bella,
yeah,
for sharing your stories and your
yeah,
life manifesto. Thank you very
yeah.
much. Brittany from United Kingdom, let's discuss some of your life stories. Well, first, you have a very interesting family story, specifically about your mother, who was a beauty queen in the 80s, right? Impressive.
Yes.
So, what role? Well, first of all, could you tell a little bit more about this story, which is very exciting, and second, what role has it played in your pageant journey?
Well, growing up, I was very introverted and I was very afraid of my own shadow, basically. So I was glued to my mum's side. And when I reached my teenage years, my mum realized that my confidence really had deteriorated. So she said, you know what, let's enter you into a pageant. And honestly, I loved it. And it truly was the making of me. And my mum did this in the 80s. And 40 years later, she is still in touch with all of her friends that she made through this journey. And I think what role she has helped me realize is that I can be myself and not be judged for it. And she is honestly my rock and my biggest supporter. And so are her friends as well. We actually call their group the Beauties Reunited, which I'm sure they would be delighted to know that I've announced it on here for them all. And they honestly are the greatest supporters, and they will be there to support me at the final at Miss Supranational.
Yeah, we're looking forward to their cheering. Of course, would like to welcome all this amazing crowd from the UK in Małopolska for the finals. Brittany, there's another thing that we would like to discuss with you, which is pretty personal. But since you share this, let's try. How has living with a heart condition affected you and impacted your journey and the way you live your life?
Well, that is a question I have been expecting to answer for a while. And this is something I haven't really spoke about a lot in my pageant journey. But I want to be my most authentic self at Miss Supranational, and I want to share this to everyone, and hopefully this can inspire someone watching. I lost my dad 5 years ago to a heart attack, and this took a huge toll on not just myself but my family. And to make matters worse, both my brother and I have been diagnosed with the same genetic heart condition. But I have refused to let this condition or any other negative influence in my life define me and stop me from going for what I truly want. And that is to represent my country and to be on the Miss Supranational stage. And if I can inspire someone to not let anything in their life stop them from going for what they truly want, then that is all worth it to me.
For sure. Thank you, Bertie, for sharing your personal story. This is truly inspirational. I know for sure for many young individuals who are watching you right now who may be in the same condition. So thank you for sharing this. This is very precious. Pauline from Zimbabwe, let's discuss some of your life stories, which are very exciting. You mentioned that you were very proud of acquiring your first degree in a male-dominated field, but that it made you very competitive until you went back to university for your second degree, right? Could you please tell us a bit more about this transformation?
So basically, I relocated to South Africa when I was around 15 years old, and I attended my high school there. While I was in school, I did exceptionally well, which made me receive a scholarship to go and study engineering at the Cape Peninsula University. And surprisingly, I was the only female student in my class. We were a big class of 45, and there were about 44 gens. It was very tough at first because I was failing to cooperate and to cope up with the rest of the class. But as time went on, I became more competitive, and it helped me to Know that as a female, you can do anything. There are no limitations based on your gender. I worked very hard and I graduated as an electrical engineer. And even when I went to work, the company that I worked for, I was the only female engineer as well. And most of the times, people would get shocked when they see me on top of a house installing solar panels, and they'll be like, "Girl, what are you doing?" And then I would always tell people that there's no limitation in this life. If you can dream of something, you can surely achieve it. I'm a qualified electrical engineer, but as I was in engineering school, I remembered that I've always wanted to be a doctor because my two siblings at home remembered that had clefts. I had to experience the challenges that children with clefts go through. So I'd always had a passion of becoming a medical doctor so that I can help all the children with clefts worldwide. So I kept the dream alive. My transformation now going from engineering to the new program was quite difficult, but because it's something that I've always been passionate about. 2 years ago, I went to the University of Zimbabwe and I enrolled for this particular program. It's been amazing because it's something that I'm passionate about, and I'm happy that I'm finally able to pursue something that I wanted to do from a very young age.
Wow, very impressive. You're so diverse, P. And there's
Thank
one
you.
more story. There's one more story that I'd like to discuss with you and
Yes.
would like to know more about is that one of the accomplishments that you list is that you are the first model to be endorsed by the ministry of your country with regard to social initiatives that you support. So, what do you believe sets you apart from others? Because you're the first.
So I believe I'm one person who's very resilient. In our entire modeling industry, people always say, Pauline, you don't give up. I'm one person whom, if I have something that I want to achieve, I face it and then I go for it. It doesn't matter how difficult it is, it doesn't matter how long it's going to take me to achieve it. So I believe my resilience, my hard work, and my commitment. I'm very committed when I want to do something. My commitment sets me apart from the rest of the people. I remember I was the first person who would walk into the minister's office and say, Sir, I have this particular project. I have realized that 31% of the people in our country are associating clefts with witchcraft. Could you please help me to raise awareness and to help people that have clefts across the country? He received the idea, and since then, they've been assisting me to push the goal. So, my commitment, my resilience, and my hard work sets me apart from the rest of the people.
Impressive. Thank you very much, Pauline, for sharing your life stories with us.
Thank you.
Thank you for all the emotions and stories you've just shared with us. Very touching. Thank you very much. Next up, let's try to bust some outdated ideas about beauty pageants. Anna from Germany, let's discuss some stereotypes about pageantry people have in your country. In Germany, what do you think is the biggest stereotype people have about pageantry? And what would you like to tell those people about it?
In Germany, it would definitely be that pageants are irrelevant. But pageants are for me a snapshot of the women that we are today. And so for that, like, I want to tell them or want to make them understand that pageants are from that very beginning where pageants were the stereotype where only a specific kind of beauty was needed without any cost, without even getting to know the girls. It has changed and it has evolved into getting to know the person. It is about the personality. It's about getting to know the women that is behind that and about their causes as well. And by getting that snapshot of different women from all across the world with their different background stories and different social causes, we can get a grasp of the world that we're living in today and how we evolved. And I think this is such a beautiful message to see, even with my SUPRA sisters, to see their differences, to see their causes, and to see the women empowerment or how women evolved all over the years.
Very true. Thank you very much, Anna, for your time and for your ideas and for sharing your life stories with us. We will see you very soon in Małopolska, June the 9th, the date when Miss Supranational 2025 experience starts. And we're looking forward to it. See you soon.
Thank you so much. I'll see you very, very soon in Poland. I'm already counting the days. It's very soon.
Sklashri, now let's discuss some stereotypes about pageantry that people in different countries have, unfortunately still have. So, in your country, Haiti, what do you think is the biggest stereotype that people have about pageantry? And what would you like to tell them about this?
The biggest stereotype, especially in my country, Haiti, that we have towards pageantry is that pageant girls are just beauty and pretty girls that don't have substance. But I just want to let you know that pageant girls are doctors, we are lawyers, we are scientists, we are educators, we are dancers, and we are much more than what meets the eye. So when you see a pageant girl at an appearance or when you see one in real life, also think to understand that she is a hard worker, a servant leader, and a woman of substance.
Very true. Thank you very much, Sklashri. It was great to get to know you, and we're excited to get to know you way better when you come to Poland June the 9th for the Miss Supranational 2025 experience. So see you very soon.
Thank you so much, and I am super excited to be around my super sisters and to spend time with you guys and know more about Malopolska, Poland.
Thank you so much. See you soon. Dee from Jamaica, let's discuss some stereotypes about pageants with you. In your wonderful country of Jamaica, what do you think is the biggest stereotype people have about pageantry, and what would you like to say to them about it?
I think one of the biggest stereotypes in general that we have about pageantry is that the women are just pretty faces, right? And I think a lot of persons view it from a more shallow perspective, when in reality, we actually are a body of women that have brains, purpose, we're filled with talent, even the ability to be able to put ourselves on display the way that we do and be as transparent as we are. We support different causes, different advocacies. We're entrepreneurs, activists. We're just a whole representation of women that embody so much more than just pretty faces. And I wish more persons would tune in more into the process and the journey and everything that comes with pageantry, instead of looking on it for what is on the forefront and what you just see off of the first interaction with what pageantry would seem to be.
Yeah, very true. Thank you for sharing this stereotype and
Yes.
and the way you handle those stereotypes in Jamaica.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Dee, for joining us tonight, and we're excited and looking forward to meeting you in Poland June the 9th
I
when
am
the
too.
Miss International 2025 experience begins.
Thank you so
See you
much.
soon.
Thank you.
Bella from Sweden, let's discuss the stereotypes people still unfortunately have about beauty pageants. In your country, in Sweden, what do you think is the biggest stereotype people have about beauty pageants? And
Yeah.
what would you like to tell them about those stereotypes?
Yeah, this is very shocking for me as well, because even when I go on set and go to modeling, they're like, Bella, you're so bubbly, you're so nice. Like all the models, they never talk with us on set. They think they're the best because we are around, like, celebrities, we get everything for free. But, so I think it's, I don't want to be categorized with that, because I don't, a beauty pageant, I never heard actually a stereotype about that, because I think they are the nicest, most beautiful girls in the world, but it's only jealousy. But models, I know it's a lot of stereotype. We're rude, we think we're better than everyone, but we don't. And they think we only take photos and look pretty. Do you know how much it takes? Like, I wake up 2 a.m. every day working out, my skin need to be clear, and I have schedule, and we need to travel, be away from family. So it's not right that they think that we are like princess and get everything for free. It's like a full-time job, and it's hard to be judged how you look every single day. You try that, the person that looking at, and see how you will be. It takes a lot strange to be judged and still walk like it. I'm most beautiful ever.
Great
That's
message,
it.
Bella. Thank you so much. It was very exciting to get to know you, and we're very excited to welcome you to Poland in June to talk
Yeah,
more.
yeah, of course. Thank you so much for having me, and I see you in a few months, I guess, then.
Thank you. Brittany from the United Kingdom, time to discuss stereotypes about pageants with you. In your country, in the UK, what do you think is the biggest stereotype people have about pageantry? What would you like to tell them about it now, having this platform of Super Chat?
In my country, I think the biggest stereotype is that we are just looks with no brains or no passions or backgrounds. We have so much to offer. Pageantry allows us to showcase what we can achieve through our platforms whilst growing as individuals. You know, for example, since starting pageantry, I have raised over £60,000 towards various charities and causes in my community through my entertainment company. I, through my From the Ground Up initiative called Kindness and Inclusion in Dance, have delivered my non-profit dance workshops to over 10,000 children in the Northwest. This is a huge achievement, and without the platform of pageantry, I don't think I would have been able to have made such an impact. And so I think people just need to educate themselves on how amazing pageantry really is and what it does for us as women, not just for ourselves, but to our countries.
Very true. Yeah, it's great that you actually, well, use your own example, like to explain what pageantry is actually all about nowadays in 2025. Thank you for sharing this, Brittany, and thank you for being with us tonight on this episode of Super Chat.
Thank you so much, Ivan. I have actually been to Poland before, but I am so excited to be back this year, but through the Miss Supranational experience.
For sure, you're gonna like it, and especially the region of Małopolska, who'll be hosting us this year, pretty much like in all the previous years. So yeah, I'm looking forward to meeting you there.
Thank you so much, Ivan. You too.
Pauline from Zimbabwe, let's discuss some stereotypes about pageants with you, and specifically stereotypes about pageants that people have in Zimbabwe, in your country. So, what do you think is the biggest stereotype people have about pageantry in Zimbabwe, and what do you like to tell them about this stereotype?
So, Zimbabwe is a country with a very huge population, and you tend to find out that most people they associate modeling with prostitution. They actually label most models as prostitutes. But I'm one person who have lived my life and set a very good example that pageants are a very good platform that helps us as young women to pursue our dreams and to advocate for social issues that are very close to our hearts. I wouldn't have been able to start the gratitude clap movement had I not been a pageant girl. It's these platforms that give us this opportunity from that amplify our voice to be heard worldwide and supranational because the word supranational itself means having power across borders. Without pageantry, without communities like the Miss Supranational, we won't be able to advocate for these issues and to make a difference worldwide. So I just want people in my country to embrace models and to always know that each and every model is an advocate of a very important social issue that calls for everyone's attention.
Great story and a great example, Pauline. Uh, Thank you so very much for being a game changer for perception of pageantry in your country. This is very precious. Thank you so much. Thank you for your thoughts and ideas about the passion that we all share. It's almost time to be calling it a day, but before we do, let me just once again remind our audience that you guys can help your favorite candidates advance to the next round of the Miss Supranational 2025 experience. Take a look at the description box below this video, find a voting link over there, and support your favorite candidate or candidates. They're all great. I believe it's a very hard choice to make. So let's be winding up. Would also appreciate if you subscribe to the Miss and Mr. Supranational official YouTube channel. Huge hug to everyone who does it. after this episode. All right now, do it right now. Thank you so very much. Bye bye, and see you in the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.